Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and congratulations to making it to the summary video for solving a multi-step equation with the variable on the same side. What I'd like to do is just kind of summarize the process that we've gone through on the course, as well as kind of highlight some tips and tricks and let you know of some common mistakes that I see when I'm working through problems, as well as helping out students within my classroom. So to get started, the basic process that when we're solving a multi-step equation is looking into simplifying, right? And you know, there's going to be multiple operations, and I didn't even add simplifying, or one thing in simplifying is, but when we're simplifying, that means even getting rid of fractions, right? Eliminate, fractions. That's very helpful with many students, but apply the operations. A lot of times you're going to have like terms that you can combine. A lot of times there's going to be parentheses that you're going to want to apply multiplication or the distributive property to undo the multiplication. And then once you've undone the multiplication or distributive property, you combine like terms again. So it's very important to simplify first by combining like terms or applying the operations. And then once we get to that, then it's usually will be in a form of a two-step equation, where then you can solve using the process of solving two-step equations. So let's kind of go over some tips and tricks. The first thing I would probably say is, thinking ahead, kind of, this is actually, a lot of times students have trouble with kind of understanding what exactly, they need to be doing. So, I would just kind of stop and say, all right, what side is my variable on? What are some terms I can combine? Can I rearrange maybe the terms so I can better understand what operations are happening to the variable? And just try to think ahead. Don't always, I see students a lot of, always just, they see something, they want to do, an operation on both sides. Well, think ahead. See what you need to apply first. What operations and what terms can you combine? The next thing I think is so important is pinning the variable. And I see students when they're solving equations, even when you have variables on the same side, they have trouble with exactly what's happening to the variable. So I call it pinning the variable. And basically, if you have a variable, what I do is you just circle it. And when you circle that variable, that tells you to pin the variable. You are not going to move that variable from that position or from that side. And then what you do is you just do all the operations that are happening to that variable, and you just keep on undoing them. So this is very, very helpful when students are looking into solving the equation. The main thing though is you got to make sure you combined all of your variables together on the same side, so you just have one. Because once you have one variable, then you can pin it and then undo all the rest of the operations at the end. Some common mistakes, again, is seeing students not simplifying their terms. They might have have two variables on the same side or multiple constants, and you see them start doing the reverse order of operations and inverse operations, and they start isolating a variable. They might have three x's on one side, and they circle one, and then they start using inverse operations. So you got to make sure you simplify as far as you can to a two-step equation, and then you can go ahead and start solving. And the other thing is also, combining like terms. I still see people, that would say this would be 4x equals 17. You got to be very careful with your like terms. Remember, like terms are going to be terms that are going to have the same variable factors, all right? So be very careful with combining non-like terms. And again, remember just the whole idea of everything is to simplify to a two-step equation. And once you're at a two-step equation, I kind of think of it as like coming home. You're back to some more familiarity, and then go ahead and solve. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That was your summer video. I hope you enjoyed the course, and I look forward to working with you and helping you along on the next one. Thanks.